John Domingo, who I think has been infected with STDS because he doesn't know how to have fun with anything anymore. He's always hypercritical. He goes, I love the way you try to change history. Everything's like serious with these people. Like every little thing, they're like, no, this is important. It can't be a performance. He says, you said 2 weeks ago you were a Chiefs fan. I had to be an Eagles fan. I was made to switch. I said if we had a perfect week last week, I'd wear the Eagles jersey. I'd be an Eagles fan. And I had to switch when Josh Sweat said another win for the toe. You can't have a guy shout out your program, endorse the toe, and then not root
shit on his team.
Yeah, you can't not root for their team in the Super Bowl. I'll be very honest with you, John Domingo, since you're very literal and you don't get that this is a show and not a reality show. I really didn't care who won.
Wasn't actually invested.
Yeah, I hate to pull back the curtain, but John Domingo's a very literal guy. He doesn't understand the vaudevillian, aspect of what we do. That's not good, John, because you have a show. If you have a show and you don't understand that not everything's to be taken so seriously, pal, you got some shit to work on. Maybe I can give you some tips behind the scenes. I charge. Yeah, John, you got to go back to how you used to be, buddy. You've changed, and it's weird. We got Vadam with $5. Says, did you see they are trying to dox Bone Cold? They're very angry you're friends with a cop. It's funny. Why do the haters hate this show so much? I don't know if I represent their dad. I represent something to them. There's something that did them wrong. They've got some unfinished business. And I think they I don't know what it is. It's definitely mental illness at this point because we smile and laugh at them and just keep doing a show. They obviously don't have the best lives to begin with. But, if something bad happened to their life, I'm not rooting for them. Oh, I hope they get better. I mean, if they want to live in misery and just get up early in the morning to live vicariously through me every day, I'm honored. That's huge for me. I'm an entertainer. You can't get much better than that. But, I hope they know that I'm dragging them into the depths of mental illness. Yeah, and by the way, to the chat,
and he'll bring you down there and beat you with experience.
Yeah, exactly. April's missing orgasm. Yeah, I talked to Scott on Friday and Saturday. I talk to Scott every day. We're cool. I told him, I go, yeah, people watch your live stream all the time. And they saw you yelling and screaming about it. Now, I'm used to Scott. Scott threatens to kick everybody out of the gym every week during his speeches. Every week, Scott's firing everybody. He's getting rid of It's kind of funny. Well, all the coaches will all kind of look and we'll go, one of the questions we'll ask each other is, what happened today? Because everybody's gone. I don't need this. One of the things he always says, he goes, I don't need this place. I can shut this down whenever I want. And we're like, everybody's ready to go. We're fine. Let's get moving. It's kind of charming. But yeah, I talked to him Friday and I told him, I go, oh God, you've got people on the internet losing their minds. He literally goes to me, and this has been his common refrain, because Scott's a real world guy. He goes, do these people not have anything better to do? I'm like, oh, Scott, you have no idea. This is all they do. They
really don't.
I'm like, I am their life. And by extension, you are now their life. You have them by the balls. We're on Rumble. We're on Rumble today, buddy. We'll explain the strike in a minute. YouTube. He hung up. He just said, where's YouTube? And then he hung up. No, So Matt and I did a bit on Elisa Jordana a year and a half ago when she got arrested for hitting that guy.
Yeah.
Remember? And apparently we went too hard in the paint for YouTube because we got algorithm bugged.
A year ago.
I don't think Elisa Jordana's people went after it or anything. I
don't think so either. I don't think anybody knows, remembers, or cares other than the algorithm. That's weird. That's like a speeding ticket that you get like a year or two later. It's like, dude,
right.
Sorry, shouldn't you have caught me at the moment?
It's like when I got tax things for Twitch from the radio days, 4 years later. I'm like, oh, come on, really? And you just write the check and you send it into them. But yeah, YouTube, this happens to us once or twice a year, is YouTube just goes through our old shit and
we get in trouble.
They find one. Yeah, usually it's political. I will say this, we kind of deserved one because it's that gay internet drama shit that, when you're pushing 40, it's time to be done with that. Otherwise, you're just kind of mentally ill. And I went Matt and I both went way too hard in the paint on Elisa, and the reason being her audience, like her people in her Discord swatted me.
Right.
So I was really...
We have beef. I get it.
Yeah, so...
You have beef.
I remember that segment. We went really hard. And you could argue that, maybe it was strike-worthy. I get it. I'm not upset about it. Every year we do one or two. I think annually, we probably do 2 weeks exclusively on Rumble. Would you say historically we probably do about 2 a year?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. We're like the Rumble National Guard.
Yeah.
We just come in.
Yeah, exactly. It's another one of those things where like people are just coming to this show for the first time. They don't get it yet. It's like, dude, this is nothing. Don't you worry. We do this. We do this all the time, We're a talk show. We talk about different topics. We're gonna trip some algorithms.
We also didn't do ourselves any favors when we fought the strike for the Elisa thing, and they said, well, what can you do to explain yourself? She's a bitch.
Yeah. Look at her. She's a and they're like, oh. Well, no, we still have to. I mean, she can be a but you can't.
Two things can be true at the same time, Mr. Imholt.
Yes. So I was a naughty boy, so I think Friday morning is our first day back. And to be Mr. Defiance and to be Mr. I don't need you, I'm not going live on YouTube on Friday. I'm waiting till this members show next Sunday.
All right, then.
To go back to YouTube. Honky says about the steel-toe derangement syndrome, which we did a lot of research last week, and we found we're the cool kids, and there's a lot of sociopathic creeps that need mental health help. Honky says they're the bullied kids at school. Aaron is the dumb jock who shoved their heads in toilets. This is their idea of revenge. I have noticed this. This definitely upsets them. The smiling and the laughing. They don't like that.
It's like they hate joy.
They don't like the smiling and the laughing. They hate that part. Tim the Toolman Taylor says, YouTube down or something? I hate when... This goes back to radio. When you just have... everyone acts like streaming is so different than radio. It's the same thing.
It's just a different way of doing the same.
The reason I'm better than everybody else you watch and it drives you nuts is because I've been doing this longer than they have. Streaming is radio. You mention something, 5 minutes later, repetition.
God, it gets annoying. Like when you're muted or something or a channel's down and you're like, I know this is down and you're working on it. And then people are like, hey, this is down. Well, hey, by the way, this is down.
And my thing is, like, we've been around long enough that where we are. If we're not on you, I'm on YouTube every day, 5:58 a.m. So if I'm
Rumble
not
exclusive every week,
right
on Friday.
So if I'm not, where I am. You can go there. By the way, about 800 of you hanging out. I think we'll probably top out at about 1,300. Nice thing is, usually when we're Rumble exclusive, we end up on the front page. We end up with new fans. I like that. I did have a talk with the SafeSport people, and I will say this, they are going as fast as they can to start, to lift the suspension while they look into everything. All my, what do you call them? The people who wrote the testimonials. What do you call those on a job application or on a resume? References.
References?
They said all my references are checking out. Everyone speaks highly, and they're going as fast as they can. They did say that, and I said, well, I got to fight. Well, the fight isn't confirmed. My opponent still hasn't confirmed that he's going to do it. But I said, I got something for the 22nd, so if we could get that lifted. And basically they said, look, be ready on the 20th. Like, it's that they did say that's going to be tight. Like, 22nd is going to be tight. We'll see what we can do. They're being very nice about it. And I do appreciate that. Hulkamasha Baby with $1 says it'd be, and Scott told me the same thing on Friday. He goes, if they lift it on the 20th, be ready on the 22nd. Because he goes, I'm still making that fight. We're still going. I talked to him Friday and Saturday.